Howdy and welcome to the roundtable for Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross.
I'm Konnor Shenold.
My feet hurt so bad.
But who are you?
Johnny Payne.
I'm Carrie Hester.
Brooke Bullock.
And Ash King, slightly groggy after partying all night after Uncanny.
That's right. So for you listeners out there, it's been a couple of weeks since Uncanny Comic Expo. For us, it was yesterday.
Less than 24 hours.
We are realizing how old we are. Some of us.
I mean, I just turned 30, so I'm my knees. I'm feeling it.
There you go. But what a wonderful time to meet.
It was so
all
good.
of the people. Brooke was out there. I know everybody out there saw Brooke because he was stopping everybody and letting them know. Whereas Ash and Sherry, they were monitoring the table and doing a fabulous job there. And it was just a great experience. What did you guys think of Uncanny Comic Expo?
It was good. I went into it with I didn't know what to expect, really,
Right.
because
All the situations of
the
the world.
location and everything. Not that it was a bad venue or anything. It was a great venue.
Oh, great venue.
It was.
It's
a smaller town. It was outside the metro. It was like 20 minutes outside the metro.
And that casino is kind of, on the highway with 10 miles from nowhere.
Right, and they're doing a lot of construction in there. There's a lot of changes that are going on
Yeah.
at the Grand Casino. So I think once, like that new restaurant that they're opening actually opens up, getting to and from the different areas of the convention will be a lot easier as well. I think so. They're growing.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean,
that's-
I felt like, so just in terms of like the venue and like the layout, like everything actually was really well, like really well placed and really well done. Because they did have some kind of separated, you could clearly tell like your vendor room from your artist alley from your main stage. And like I've been to other events in kind of somewhat kind of similar venues where they're smaller, they're on the smaller side. This one I would say is about a mid-size.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the smallest venue in the world, but it's not, it's if anyone out there is familiar with like the Sheraton Midwest City where a lot of other kind of local smaller events take place, like it's a little smaller than that, but it still felt big enough that you had a lot of room to really stretch your legs and like go see some things, and there wasn't a lot of bleed over.
Right.
Like I think that was my biggest concern would be like is sound bleed over.
Yeah.
Because you'll go to some conventions that have everything kind of close together and it is just so loud that your brain is rattling by the end of the day.
If you've got the performance stage right next to the gaming stage, there's some, and the Reed Center I think has a little bit of that problem as well.
The Reed
although-
Center has the problem of floating walls.
Right. Yes. Yeah. They're not permanent. But I could never hear what was going on the stage, which is good. I mean, it kept all that noise out of there.
They had a lot of sound.
It was
block.
high enough to where all the sound kind of went up,
Yep.
so we weren't feeling like just inundated with noise of con noise. So it felt very comfortable. A little bit of a trip to get to the gaming area, but once you got there,
Once we figured out where to go, it was fine.
Yeah, and again, I think that'll open up much more once they get that restaurant space open up. When they're doing construction, it's always going to be a problem. But
Other than the venue, the people were amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness! Turnout was what I was concerned about. I just didn't know if there would be anybody that was there, and it seemed really strong. And you guys who came out and saw us, oh my gosh! Talk about my heart is 10 times bigger now. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. I know it's always fun as a listener to go and listen and see your people that you've been listening to. You've been listening to the podcast, so to be able to see Kiri and to see Brooke, see Konnor, see Johnny, to see Ash. It's fun to see these people now put a face to a voice that you've been listening to.
I hope we lived up to the hype.
Right.
Yeah, there was one person who said, I know your voice.
Yes.
What do you do?
As the morning edition host at KOSU, I get that a lot. People will look at me and they just go, your name's Michael Cross?
I know that name somewhere.
Why? I know that name and I know that voice. Like, well, and I explained that. But
So you literally do like the intro, like.
And I'm Michael Cross in Oklahoma City.
I'm Michael Cross.
well, let's look at your KO issue.
There it is.
Michael tells me the weather every morning, and he's the only one I trust.
Oh, see, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. But that's okay. Neither do most meteorologists. It's Oklahoma.
It's
You're
Oklahoma.
guessing anyway. Anything could happen. It's going to be sunny and dry and hot, and it starts raining outside. Well, so much for that.
I will say it was my birthday, and it was my very first con of any kind. Like I went to a band convention once in high school when I was in band, but I've never been to a comic book expo or any other kind of quote unquote nerd con.
Yeah.
And so it was a really great first experience. I was glad I got to go with people I know.
That always makes it better.
I was in my
Other than the
30s
Red
before
Dirt-
I went to my first comic convention, type of thing. So yeah, it's a great experience.
My friend Nikki, who does Trinkets by Nikki and was in Artist Alley there, she gave me a dice tower for my birthday.
Oh.
So hi Nikki.
Roll it.
Okay, it's not as loud as my other one.
Oh, but it's
I
nice.
got an 11.
It's
subtle. I love
It's black. It's got little spider webs on the side.
Yeah, she does good stuff. She also does crystal crowns and all kinds of cool stuff. So.
Yeah.
I think I walked by her booth a couple times. I saw the crowns and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was,
My inner kobold came out.
that was very cool.
Sparkly.
It was fun seeing the people that are our patrons. We had Brian and Tim, and
Tim gave me a jackalope coin. I love it so
Oh,
much.
it's wonderful.
Oh.
Seeing a couple of people that are also fans, seeing people that
Charles was a big fan that we met.
Yeah, and seeing people that hopefully will become fans, but also seeing people in the nerd community. I love conventions because of that. A lot of times you are seeing the same people who are running the booths, and you become friends, and it becomes this extroverted family that is so much fun.
Right.
And
There's that funny thing. I was talking with Brooke, early on in the show, because I was mentioning how oh yeah, my buddy Sammy's here, and I know this guy from this event and blah blah blah, and Brooke just looked at me. He was like, you know everybody.
Yep.
And I was like, Brooke, I've only been going to conventions in Oklahoma for 10 years now.
Yeah, right.
I've been part of the convention community, the gaming, cosplay. There's a lot of people that I just know, and it was so good to see everybody again. Yeah. It's
after this long
drought.
D. Jerry Bennett was a couple of booths
He
down.
was.
I love Jerry. Jerry and I go way back, and it's just it was neat to see him again.
Home.
Yes. After all this time, because we've one of the last times I saw him was at a book convention. Although we've talked on the Okie Geek podcast through Zoom. Zoom is great. I love the fact that we have that technology, but it does not beat an in-person. Although we can't hug yet, we can't because of the Delta. There is still being in a physical contact with people and reaching out to people was a wonderful experience. So if you're out there and you're listening to this and you became a fan of this because of the Uncanny Comic Expo, we'd love to hear from you. What did you do? Certainly hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, reddirdnd@gmail.com. However you want it, we'd love to hear from you because we'd love to hear your experiences because our job is to kind of hype up this podcast. So if you're listening, let us know how we did. Have we lived up to it?
I'm legally obligated to tell you about my podcast.
Yes.
If you discovered us at Uncanny Con, let us know.
Yeah.
Woo! And something big happened last night or the day after Uncanny Expo, possibly due to new listeners.
We have big news for everybody out there. We have 20,000 downloads. More than 20,000 downloads.
By the time you're
time.
listening to this, it's a month from now. So
That's right.
The number is higher.
For us, this just happened this morning.
It's so exciting. So exciting.
We hit 10,000, I think it was in May.
Don't look at me like I know.
April or May. So, and
It
that
didn't
was
feel like it was that long ago.
Yeah,
it was
and
not.
that
Well, it
was-
wasn't. We'd
that was
been
9
on air
months.
for about 10 months,
Yeah.
9 to 10 months, and then about 4 months later, we're hitting 20,000. So
Yeah.
I think that we've done a good job of creating a product that is good and well put together, but it would be nowhere without our fans.
That's right.
Without our listeners. You are the people out there who are listening to us going, I am sharing this because I love it and I want to let other people know. And whether you're doing that through social media, through Twitter, through Facebook, or through Discord, or if you are doing it just by word of mouth, we know that there are people that we aren't reaching out to physically who are listening to us because just simply a friend at work, a partner at school, a guy on the street just says, hey, I am listening to this. Or you go, hey, I listen to the D&D podcast. And you go, well, then you need to listen to Red Dirt D&D. So I know these fans out there.
Red Dirt?
Yeah, you listeners out there are enjoying what you're hearing. And we love the fact that you're telling other people about it. So keep it up because, hey, hitting 30,000 would be a wonderful, wonderful thing to do before the next few months. We'd love to hear that. And
That'd be
so
awesome.
we're going to have some more reach out to fans, some more things going on. We're going to do some more things, possibly through our other
I heard about a couple
sites.
I heard about a couple other events that are coming up in the next few months that I'm probably going to look into getting us a spot at, so you can possibly come and see us again.
Right. The beauty of Uncanny Comic Expo was the fact that it gave us a chance to really find out, well, can we do this? Is this a viable network for us to go through? It is not only viable, it, I think, is essential. And so we are physically going to be as many con, expos, whatever, over the next year that we can. Hopefully be able to speak like we did with the Q&A. I loved that. Hopefully be able to maybe do some workshops. But if nothing else, having that table there, having Brooke be this energy ball.
Our amazing hype man. Oh my gosh, I owe him dinner.
Brooke is our woo girl.
Brooke, we've decided as a group.
I couldn't help it. He called it out. Like,
as sometimes we refer to in the con circles, our booth babe.
Hey!
We've
that's
decided.
in the dangerous. No, we will lose people. If
We got an outfit. We got an outfit we're gonna need you to wear.
There we go.
We decided as a group to give you a 25% raise on the nothing that we pay you.
Yes, that's productions. That's
right.
Promotional. That's my promotional director.
Yeah.
Co-director, sub-director. I don't know what it is.
But if we're gonna
Used
do,
car
I'm gonna have to
salesman.
make. I'm gonna have to. I'll make Brooke a new shirt, a new booth babe shirt.
Oh,
He
shirt.
needs, he
by
needs
the
a
way.
shirt that says "Ask me about Red Dirt D&D."
I'll do it.
like you could dress him up like one of the Budweiser girls.
Yeah.
Don't challenge me.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Give him a shirt for the big and tall, and then put like "Ask me about Red Dirt D&D" at the very bottom of the back of it. I know. Take me out, right? Yeah.
With my dexterity score and my natural like Brooke Bullock dexterity score, I'd be like, huh, what? Turn around, I'd be knocking people down. It'd just be terrible, right?
potatoes.
He's where? You know. So.
Mashed potato.
You just get so excited. Someone behind you is like, "What's Red Dirt D&D?" And you just like whip around.
Well, stranger.
Backflip 360,
Yeah.
180.
In my head, and then in real life, he just like, his butt touches his heels and he's like tumbles around and then he
Knocks over a small child.
Knocks over a small child.
So we've got 2 minutes left.
I didn't even get to talk yet about how Red Dirt D&D saves puppy lives.
I don't
It's
know this
true.
story.
Yeah.
We'll have to save it for
we're gonna have
after.
to talk about that after the break.
Yeah, so
So,
for Patreons.
If you all are listening to this right now on your favorite podcatcher, thank you so very much for listening. Unfortunately, it's going to be ending soon. If you want to listen to the full thing, if you want to hear Brooke's story, if you want to hear our analysis of episodes 59 through 62, you're going to have to become a patron right now. We are now at 17 patrons, so we are only 3 away from that drawing.
It's awesome.
For the Dice Tower,
Awesome
thanks
Dice
to our
Tower.
friends at Pro Laser Cuts. That's Laser
and Cuts with a Z. Pro
Pro
Laser
Laser
Cuts.
So, if you want to get into the drawing for that, and you also want to listen to the rest of this, become a patron right now.
$5. Woo!
And we want to thank our patrons because this is the reason we are doing this. We got to see a couple of hours during the Uncanny Comic Expo. So, we want to thank
What do you think? Nightmare.
Yay!
John D. Facili.
Yay!
New Mexico.
Yay!
Tim.
Awesome artwork, my brother.
And our latest patron, who we got to see over the weekend, Brian Hughes.
Brian.
Brian. Derek Rusnick.
Yay!
Germbot.
Yay!
Kimberly Cross.
Yay!
Courtney.
Yay!
David Adams.
Yay!
Carla Stevenson.
Hi, Carla.
Nicholas Rodriguez.
Nico!
Sheila Griffin.
Yay!
Strix.
Yay!
Tim A.
The other Tim.
And Tina McBride.
Thank you, Tina. Woohoo. Hey, again, we're going to close this down right now, but there are so much more to talk about. Become a patron right now at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. In the meantime, hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Facebook. These are the platforms that we're coming out to reach to you. If you want to hit us up on Gmail, do so, reddirtdnd@gmail.com. In the meantime, we will see you on the flip side.
So my
Bye.
friend has this dog, and